Well, South Carolina, New Mexico, and Oklahoma have all elected Republican female governors for the first time in their histories.
And next Monday, our Governor-elect Mary Fallin will officially take the oath of office. She joins us live this morning from Oklahoma City, and we welcome her to 6 in the morning. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Governor-elect, tell us a little bit about Monday. I know that this is a very big deal on many fronts. What are you doing in preparation in terms of what's that morning going to be like for you?
Well, it's going to be a great day, a very historic day, as you just said, for Oklahoma. But we have a wonderful inaugural swearing-in ceremony planned. All the state officials will be there. I will, of course, will give an inaugural speech that day. And then we have some wonderful musical talent, a tribute to the military. I'm going to honor the men and women who have fought for our freedoms and gave us this great nation, and a military tribute. And then we have a very special surprise talent that's going to perform, and it's going to be a great day.
Oh, I want to know who it's going to be, but I guess you're not going to reveal that this morning.
You're going to have to wait.
What about the speech? Is it finished, and can you give us any themes?
I am fine-tuning the speech, and I'm going to talk about the future of Oklahoma, about the great things that I believe Oklahoma can accomplish, about some of the challenging times that we've been through, but about the spirit of our people, our communities, and how we've overcome some tough times before, and how we're going to focus on the economy and jobs and right-sizing government. It's going to be a speech about our future and how we can accomplish anything we want to accomplish if we put our heart to it.
Governor-elect, could that speech include, or could the future include, the idea of possibly scrapping the state income tax? You know, you look at Florida, Texas, two of the fastest growing states in the country. They don't have them. I know you've spoken about this in the past. Could that be part of something you'll be serious about, perhaps in your administration?
Well, I'm very serious about reducing the tax burden on our citizens in Oklahoma, and I have talked about that on the campaign trail. And if you look around the other states in the nation that have done the best through the economic recession that we've been through, it's been the states that have had the lowest taxes, whether it's those states that have had no income tax or had a lower tax burden. And Oklahoma has reduced our tax burden over the last 16 years, but I do believe we need to continue to look at our tax structure to find ways that we can make Oklahoma more competitive, and to certainly, once again, lessen our tax burden on our state, and in the long term, you know, work towards reducing that income tax back so we can be more attractive to not only retaining people in Oklahoma from a business sense and family sense, but also attracting new capital to our state to create jobs.
Yesterday, of course, Governor-elect, we had the swearing in of the national officers and the lawmakers. What thoughts went through your mind, because having been there and seen this, and the real change that's happening on the national front?
Well, I glanced at a TV very quickly yesterday when Speaker Boehner was being sworn in, and saw my friends, my colleagues in Congress taking their oath of office. And I have to tell you, I kind of for a short time said, boy, I kind of miss that. And seeing just the pride of the new speaker being sworn in, someone that I've worked with every day for the last 4 years when I was up in Washington, D.C. So I'm excited about the change that has come to Congress with new leadership, and hopefully we'll be able to work better on behalf of the states. I've been very concerned about the deficit spending we've seen coming out of Washington, the unfunded mandates, some of the bigger government policies that we've seen. So I'm hoping it's going to be a new day in Washington, and that'll be much easier for me as a governor. And I frankly think that the governors have to have a closer working relationship with those in Washington, to talk to Washington about the federal policies and how that affects the states and their budgets, and especially with unfunded mandates, and how many times the policies they enact there can affect our economy and job creation. So I'm looking forward to some new days in our nation's capital.
Speaking of the budget here in Oklahoma, the price of oil getting up close to $100 a barrel, and that's not good for folks trying to fill up their gasoline tanks. But in terms of our economy, obviously we're an oil and gas state. Is that a good thing in terms of the state coffers?
Well, it is going to help our state revenue collections with our gross production taxes. As the price of natural gas goes up, the price of a barrel of oil goes up, and frankly, even the cold weather that we've been seeing around the nation, that affects, you know, supplies. But it will help our state coffers. It's hard, frankly, on businesses and upon families when the price of gasoline goes up, or even the cost of heating your homes or your businesses. And it's a fine balance, but I do think once we get into session that we need to have a discussion about how we can better allocate and predict our funds, our revenues that come in light of the gross production tax, because we've seen ebbs and flows in the revenue that comes in when the prices drop, when the prices go up. It's hard to base a budget on the flow of that money many times because it can take big swings either way. And that will certainly be a discussion that we'll have this coming legislative session.
We want to turn back, we have back less than a minute, want to turn back to Monday's event. You know, we're talking about possibly some snow showers, extremely cold temperatures. I know that will certainly not mar the day, but I am curious, this is open to the public. Folks are invited to come out and participate and be part of this historic event.
Absolutely, it is open to the public, and it's free, and there will be seats, and of course people can stand if they choose to, but it's going to be a cold day. Hopefully the snow will hold off. If we have just a light dusting of snow, we can certainly deal with that, but I would encourage anyone who wants to come, and encourage everybody to come, to bring a blanket, bring you some hand warmers, and we're going to have a wonderful inaugural ceremony. It's a great historic time when you transition power from one governor to the next and start a new administration. It's going to be a time of celebration, but a time of also serious reflecting upon where we've been and where we're going to go as a state.
As a state, Republicans and Democrats all together. Governor-elect Mary Fallin, thank you very much. Congratulations and good luck on Monday.